Hello everyone, welcome to Daily Current Affairs series. Today we will discuss 9th May current affairs. Myself Sunny Sandeep. Welcome to my channel Gear Up for Group 1 exam. Let us discuss the current affairs. The first one, GCC nations facing a tough fight in curbing virus spread. What is the abbreviation of GCC? That is Gulf Cooperation Council. In this GCC Gulf Cooperation Council, there are the count in the 6 GCC nations are UAE, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, Kuwait. All these 6 countries are in GCC, that is Gulf Cooperation Council. If you see the cases and deaths in these 6 countries, they are in UAE there are 16,793 cases are there with 174 deaths. In Saudi Arabia 33,731 cases are recorded with 219 deaths. In Qatar 20,000 plus cases are recorded with 12 deaths. In Oman 3,000 plus cases are recorded with 15 deaths, and Bahrain 4,404 recorded with 8 deaths. Kuwait, if you see in Kuwait 7,000 plus cases are recorded with 47 deaths. These are cases are increasing in that. If you see even as thousands of non-residents Indians are eagerly waiting to return home in the mission of Vande Bharat mission, the Gulf Cooperation Council nations are attempting to limit the outbreak of COVID-19 in different ways. They are struggling to curb that COVID-19. An early lockdown appears to have curbed the spread. These countries put lockdown in earlier stage, but success in battling the virus is still far away for these countries. These countries are, I have said again, once again I am telling, the count in these 6 GCC nations are UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, Kuwait is inching towards the 1 lakh cases. If you count all these cases related to approximately 1 lakh cases with nearly 500 deaths. Here what is the worrying point? What is the worrying is that majority of cases are Asian expatriates who came from these Asian countries only, including Indians, and that category non-resident Keralites NORK account for the highest number of cases and deaths. Besides, deaths go unreported due to the overlap between comorbidity and COVID-19 mortality. There is a unreported between the 2 cases, that is a comorbidity and COVID-19 mortality. If we see that, we know that almost 2.2 million, that is 20 lakh people are in UAE, that is GCC countries. That's why that major stake is that in Keralites. That's why these cases are recorded in these countries. That's why GCC nations facing a tough fight in curbing virus spread. Next one, editorial explanation. It is a good editorial. Today I will discuss about it. Eradicate it. What we have to eradicate? That is a female genital mutilation. That is a cutting or removing the personal parts of female. That is a female genital. Mutilation means cutting. Genital means personal parts of the female. Here we have to known it as a FGM. Sudan's decision to outlaw the practice of female genital mutilation, that is FGM, is a landmark victory for women's rights in a country that is still in a transition from dictatorship to democracy. Why every country is moving towards democracy? What are the advantages and disadvantages, or what is the advantages or disadvantages in dictatorship? If suppose one ritual or one tradition is practicing dictatorship, whether it is a good or bad, that we have to follow. There is no questionable in that practice. Moving towards democracy, we can question on that whether it is a good or bad. That's why every country is moving towards democracy. Here, Sudan's decision to outlaw or remove the practice of female genital mutilation is a landmark victory for women's rights in a country. According to the United Nations, over 200 million women in several African countries, including Sudan, Egypt, Nigeria, Djibouti and Senegal and some in Asia, have been subjected to this brutal social custom. that is a cutting of personal parts of a female. These practice suggests that the legislation alone may not stop this practice that has deep cultural roots. Here, if you see that there are deep cultural roots in this social custom. That's why there is a alone legislation alone cannot stop this one. That's why the government has to eradicate it. Sustaining the country's progressive currents and democratic transition would be the crucial to consolidate the gender reforms. It is introduced in recent months. We have to question on whether it is a good or bad. Then only we can move out towards the dictatorship. That's why Sudan government outlaw this practice of female genital mutilation. Next one, NGT, that is a National Green Tribunal directs LG Polymers to deposit 50 crore. Yesterday we have seen that a gas leakage in RR Venkatapuram in Visakhapatnam, that is terrain gas from the LG Polymers India Limited. The National Green Tribunal on Friday directed LG Polymers India to deposit an initial amount of 50 crore for the damage caused by the gas leak at its plant in Visakhapatnam, which left it claims 11 people dead and affected several others more than 350. Here, a bench headed by the NGT chairperson, that is Justice Adarsh Kumar Goyal, issued a notice to the Andhra Pradesh Pollution Control Board, that is APPCB. Next one, Central Pollution Control Board, known as CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board, and the Union Ministry of Environment, seeking their response by May 18. Now, date is May 9. That's why within 9 days we have to submit the report on that gas leakage. It is also constituted a 5-member fact-finding committee to be headed by the former judge of Andhra Pradesh High Court to probe the incidents. Here, yesterday we have seen that gas leakage. For that, NGT constituted a 5-member fact-finding committee to be headed by the former judge of the Andhra Pradesh High Court to probe the incident, what happened there. Next one, Vande Bharat mission to cover more European nations. We have seen that our Indian immigrants are Indians are residing in other countries like GCC or European countries, or else US or Singapore, Malaysia. These countries Indians are living. For that, Indian government came up with one mission, that is Vande Bharat mission, to cover more European nations. Here, the Vande Bharat mission to evacuate the Indian citizens is expected to cover Russia, Ukraine, Germany, Spain, and East Europe in the 3rd week of May. There is a phased manner of evacuation process. The process of repatriation, which focused on the Gulf and the South Asian regions, began on Thursday, is expected to involve the 64 flights, bringing back 15,000 nationals from different parts of the world through 14 Indian airports. Here, as of now, 67,833 requests for repatriation have been registered in Ministry of External Affairs. There is an important mission to evacuate the who are residing in other countries or foreign countries like GCC and European nations and USA. Next one, 20 million Americans lost job in April due to pandemic COVID-19. Every country is facing with economic slowdown or jobs. Here in America, almost 2 crore Americans lost their job in April month only. Unemployment rate has surged to 14.7%, shattering the post-Second World record of 10.8%. Here, if you see that due to World War II, there is a 10.8% decline in the jobs. This is like this COVID-19 pandemic is like a 3rd World War. Due to that, unemployment rate has surged to 14.7%. According to Labor Department's Bureau of Labor Statistics (BLS), which compiles the employment report, a person has to be looking for a work and available to do it to be considered as unemployment. Here you will get how we will calculate the unemployment rate. How to calculate the unemployment rate? Here, workers who count as unemployed, 16 years or older, available to work full time in the past 4 weeks, actively looking for work in the past 4 weeks, exception temporary of workers. Here unemployment rate is calculated as a person has to be looking for work and available to do it. That is known as unemployment rate. Here if you see that there is a decline in unemployment rate, it is equal to unemployed by civilian labor force. Next one, CII seeks 15 lakh crore as a immediate stimulus package. The Confederation of Indian Industry has urged the government to announce the immediate stimulus package of 15 lakh crore, which translates into 7.5% of GDP, with COVID-19 crippling the Indian economy. We have seen that last month 1.75 lakh crore package is released by our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji. Now what CII asking? CII is known as Confederation of Indian Industry. It seeks 15 lakh crore as immediate stimulus package. Why? Because there is a crippling in India in the Indian economy. With economic activities being restricted over a 15 days now, the negative impact that economy is expected to be even more significant than what we had earlier anticipated. What we have expected, we have seen already in other countries. That's why that is negative prices in oil. That's why we have to implement the immediate stimulus package. Here the transfer of 2 lakh crore cash transfer to JAM. What is the meaning of JAM? Jandan, Aadhaar and mobile account holders. Last month we have seen that there is a transfer of 500 rupees in who are having Jandan accounts, and that too women also, they are getting 500 rupees for 3 months. Now we have to at least 2 lakh crore cash transfer to all who are having JM account holders. Next one, there is a mass hatchlings of olive ridley turtles begins at Odisha's Rushkulya rookery. There is a famous for olive ridley's hatchling. There is a famous for Odisha's Rushkulya rookery. Here what we have to know from this article: an olive ridley sea turtle at Garimata beach, Odisha in India. Odisha is famous for olive ridley turtles. Here there is a IUCN status, that is vulnerable. Here there is a what is the meaning of IUCN? International Union for Conservation of Nature. Here there are different types of statuses. They are extinct, endangered, vulnerable and least concern. These are the under Red Book data list. Next one, I promised to make a previous paper analysis, that is I have taken UPSC Prelims 2019. Consider the following statements. Most of India's external debt is owed by governmental entities. Next one, all of India's external debt is denominated in US dollars. Once again I will read it. Most of India's external debt is owed by governmental entities. All of India's external debt is denominated in US dollars. Suppose we have to decode this question as like this. If you want money, whether we can get that external debt from only for governmental entities, what about other private entities or other financial institutions? Next one, whether we can get only from USA, no other country is helping towards, or no other country is giving loans to us. China also is giving from IMF, from AIIB, Asian Infrastructure Development Bank, and ADB, Asian Development Bank. We are getting so many loans from other countries also apart from US dollars. By that we can conclude that India's external debt is the total debt the country owes to foreign creditors. Who are these foreign creditors? Like HSBC Bank, private banks, foreign governments and international financial institutions like International Monetary Fund and World Bank. Here from that, the first option is wrong. Why? Because most of India's external debt is owned not by governmental entities. It is also private banks, foreign governments and international financial institutions like IMF and World Bank. Here there is a large shareholder in US dollars, other than other countries also giving our external debt to our India. That's why Options here given here. Which of these statement given above is are correct? A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and B 1 and 2, D neither 1 nor 2. Here for our option is neither 1 or nor 2. With this we can conclude our video. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe to my channel. Gear up for Group 1 exam. Thank you. Bye bye.